Hello, welcome to Salt and Light Canning. I'm Jessica and this is my kitchen. And I'm happy that you're here. Merry Christmas, it's December. I'm super excited for everything about Christmas. It's my favorite. So when I think of Christmas, I think of homemade gifts, and of course that means canning, and that means different kinds of jam and wonderful things that I can share with my family. So today I am making an apricot pepper jam. It's absolutely delicious. To start out with, I have about 8 cups of dried apricots, and I'm going to get them diced and put in this pot. Now, you can use any kind of apricots you have or that you like. I have some apricots that I bought at the store, and then I have some that we were able to dry ourselves, and they're just wonderful. So I'm going to get them all kind of roughly chopped and in the pot. Just so thankful. So I have my coarsely chopped apricots in here. I'm going to add, it's about 8 cups of diced peppers. These were peppers from our garden this last year. They were just diced and put in the freezer. I'm also going to add 16 cups of apple cider vinegar. You can use any kind of vinegar you would like. Just make sure it's at least 5% acidity. All right, I'm going to take this over to the stove and get it boiling, and we'll add our sugar and our pectin. Well, my peppers and my fruit are almost to a boil. I'm going to bring it to a boil that I can't stir down, and I'm going to let it boil for at least a minute. In general, with jam, all kinds of jam, there's some basic techniques and rules to follow. There's a ratio of sugar to pectin. It's usually 1 tablespoon of pectin per cup of sugar. There's timing, so when you get to a boil that you can't stir down just on your fruit, you're going to want to let it boil for at least a minute, because you need enough heat to activate your pectin. So this is almost boiling, and once this starts getting to a rapid boil, I'll watch my kitchen clock here and let it boil for at least a minute. And I know everybody's making a face, I'm sure, about apricot pepper jam, but this is absolutely delicious. It is really, really good, like on a block of cream cheese with some crackers, or as a glaze for meat. It's just delicious. Or I even like it like on a bagel with some cream cheese. All right, I've been boiling for just a couple of minutes, and now I'm going to sprinkle in my pectin. And I'm going to stir and sprinkle at the same time so I don't get lumps. Now I'm going to bring it back to a boil that I can't stir down and let it boil for at least a minute. Okay, I'm back to a boil. So now I'm going to watch my kitchen clock right here, and I'm probably going to let it boil for 2 or 3 minutes. I've just found that letting it boil for a couple of minutes, not just one, seems to help my jam set. All right, my jam's been boiling for a couple of minutes, so now I'm going to add my sugar. And if you've seen any of my other jam videos, you know you need to add your sugar all at once. And stir really well. We've got to bring it back to a boil that we can't stir down. Just keep stirring. This is going to be so pretty for Christmas. All right, we're starting to boil. And what I'm going to do right now to help reduce any foam that we might have is I'm just going to add just a little tiny bit of butter. And putting just a little dab of butter in your jam will take care of any foam that you might have. I'm going to stir and watch my timer right here, watch my kitchen clock, And I'll probably let it boil for a couple of minutes. And then we will check our set. I love, 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 love making jam. It's always so beautiful and so delicious, and it just makes me very happy. And this year I'm so blessed to be able to use apricots from my family's trees and peppers from our garden. Such a blessing to me to be able to use the things that we grew. But if you didn't grow things, you can always buy some dried apricots from the store and some peppers, any kind of peppers you want, and make jam, and it's delicious. All right, my wonderful husband put a couple spoons in the freezer for me, so I'm gonna check my set. Almost there. I think I'm gonna let it go and boil for just another couple of minutes. I will taste it. It's a little spicy, a little sweet. Very, very good. Okay, I'm gonna get another spoon and see where we're at. It is coating. And I do believe it's gonna set, but it's not quite where I want it, so I'm gonna add another tablespoon or two of pectin. And if you're wondering, I buy my pectin in bulk from Amazon. And there's a link in the description to my Amazon storefront. And that's a trick you can do if you're having trouble getting your jam to set. Just add another tablespoon or two of pectin and it'll set right up. And I'm just gonna make sure that it boils for at least 2 minutes after adding that pectin. The way you get better at making jam is just by making jam. My first 2 times or 3 times making jam, it was just runny and awful and watery. But as you make jam, you learn to be patient and you learn what works and what doesn't. And before you know it, you're making delicious jam that sets every time. All right, I'm gonna get set up at the other station to be able to put my jam in jars, and I'll be back in just 1 minute. All right, I'm gonna fill my jars to, well, the goal is 1/4 inch of head space. So we'll do our best. This is just beautiful. It looks like little jewels in the jar. Okay, deep bubble, because we have chunky fruit and peppers in there. Jam is very sticky, so we're gonna wipe the rims of our jars really, really well with some white vinegar. Okay, lid. And a ring. It's very hot. And just to finger tight. My goodness, that is just so pretty. We'll fill our next jar. Make sure every time you're going back into the pot to scoop more out that you're stirring it. That way you're getting a good mix of fruit and peppers in each scoop. I'm just gonna keep filling jars. I'll be back. I'm doing something else. My canner is full. We have double stacked our jars. We started with 31 jars and then we ended up needing a couple of pints and then a 4-ounce jar. So we have quite a few jars of pepper jam and it's so exciting. It's going to be just wonderful for giving for Christmas. So I have hot water in the canner and a splash of vinegar and the stove is on. I'm going to put my lid on. We're going to bring this to a boil and it's going to process at a boil for 15 minutes. And I'll be back when I'm taking them out of the canner. So my timer went off and I took the lid off and I've waited a few minutes and now I'm ready to take them out. So pretty. These are already sealing, so that's wonderful. And tomorrow I'll take the lids off and clean my jars up and label them and put them in the pantry. Let me know what you're canning. I love to hear from you. And I love homemade gifts and doing things for Christmas for people that I care about. So I'm very excited to have this to give. Anyways, be so blessed. Know that you're loved and be a blessing to someone else. I'll see you in the next video.